Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a tow test, but we're not using our 2021 Chevy 3500. We are going to be doing something a little bit different. This summer when we got the Bean and we were out on our big road trip, it seemed like everywhere we stopped people made the comment of, do you have enough truck, or can that truck tow it, or all that sort of stuff. And yeah, the big Chevy is a little bit overkill for the little teardrop trailer. So we thought, might as well see what is an appropriate tow vehicle or appropriate tow vehicle, and what most people would try to use when they tow something like a teardrop trailer or a smaller one, and let's see what it's like to tow with those instead of towing with the big diesel truck. So what we're going to be towing with today is my buddy's Jeep Rubicon. For a lot of people, getting a teardrop trailer is a way to get off-road and off-grid more. And anybody that's driven a one-ton truck knows they are not the most off-road capable. The Jeep here, though, way more off-road capable. But I've wondered how they do actually, you know, towing down the road. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to hook on and we're going to tow it up over Soldier Summit and back. That way we can see how it does pulling uphill, coming downhill, trailer brakes, all that sort of stuff. This is a 2019 Rubicon, and it does have the 6-cylinder, and it has the built-in tow package, all that stuff. So it should be able to handle the Bean just fine, because the Bean's tongue weight is under 300 pounds, and I think that's what this is rated for. I don't know if this is coming up in for you, but the combined weight of occupants and cargo should never exceed 850 pounds. So basically that's a 300-pound pin weight or hitch weight. The one thing, not only is this a borrowed Jeep, I've never towed with something this small. I think it might be a little bit different. It'll be interesting to see how it feels towing as compared to what I'm so used to.
I can personally see why these vehicles are so fun to drive. This model in particular has the T-tops. When we picked it up, they're like, oh, let's pull the T-tops for you. And I think we would have. However, filming and sound does not work very good. So we are choosing to leave them on, but what a fun thing to have the T-top, fresh air, going wherever you're going on adventure, and just having fun with this vehicle. If this vehicle passes the test, I may have to think about getting one of these for my daily driver. It would be a lot nicer than driving the truck everywhere, trying to maneuver parking lot, drive up windows, all of those things that complicate with driving a big vehicle. So having something small might be kind of fun. You are still a little bit above the ground, which I like, because I do not like my butt dragging. I don't like feeling like an ant next to a semi. So I would still feel comfortable in this vehicle as well.
This is going to be a little bit tight with the spare tire back here and the way the hitch sits. I might need to throw on my bigger drop hitch, because I do not have very much clearance here. Because if I get the drop hitch down a little bit more, get a little bit more clearance, but that is pretty minimal. Let's hook on and see how it looks, and maybe I'll need to switch out the hitch.
You're just like right there.
Looks like it fits. I was worried. I really didn't want to have to switch out the hitch. Brakes?
Yep.
Left turn?
Yep.
Right turn?
Yep.
All right.
I must admit, that's a pretty good looking setup.
All right, here we go. I did think that this had trailer brakes wired in, but it does not. Luckily, the Bean's not very heavy, and so it shouldn't be a problem. I'll just be a little bit extra careful. I'm sure it's something that you could get installed, just it's not. Or I'm just not seeing it anywhere, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I think the Bean fully loaded, like with everything in it, can be like 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. So we should be way good on weights for towing with this. Now typically would stop and fill up with fuel, but Tyler and Kelly filled it up before we came and got it. So it has a few more miles. It's not right at 0 right now, but it's pretty dang close. So we'll see how we do. All right, so we are at the stoplight, just about to start our tow test. We are at 47,663 miles. So we'll see how we do. Acceleration was pretty good though. I mean, I'm accelerating just fine, and it doesn't feel like it's really dragging it down too much. I think we'll probably have a little bit more road noise because of just the way the Jeep's tops are set up with the removable T-top and all that stuff. Just a little bit louder than normal. I guess I better put my foot into it. I thought I was going a little faster than I was. I was only doing 50. Speed limit 60, so I'll get up closer to that. Yeah, before I get ran over by a semi-truck. It's always weird when you're driving somebody else's vehicle. It just, you're not used to it. Plus, they're so nice to let you borrow it because this is not a cheap vehicle by any means. I guess we're just lucky we have really good friends. All right, so we're up to 60 miles per hour now. Feeling fine. It doesn't feel any different with the trailer on than without. It seemed like the Jeep had a little bit of a natural sway to it. If anything, it maybe has calmed it down a bit. And maybe it's the lift and tires and all those sort of things that this has on it. Because Tyler and Kelly have this done up really nice. As we cruise up the canyon though, we'll try to show you some of the fall colors. It's October 9th now, I think, something like that. And the colors are finally changing here in Utah, looking awesome. It is a beautiful ride today. We are climbing up our first kind of real steep hill here. Had to downshift. Just, I think it's more that I'm not used to towing with non-diesel vehicle. And so I'm letting it run a little bit too low on the RPMs. I need to keep my foot in it a little bit more and let the engine work. So we're doing 56 right now, the speed limit's 60, and pulling about 3,000 RPM, so not revving it by any means. It really does feel like the Jeep's handling it just fine. We're about 3/4 of the way up the hill now, I'd say, and we've been able to hold right between 50, 60 miles per hour the whole way. Had to slow down on some of the corners, of course, that sort of stuff, but overall, it's towing it really nice. I thought we'd hear a lot more engine noise, just the shifting and revving and that, but
I mean, other than the hills.
Yeah, but even then it wasn't loud.
It's the initial hill, but once it...
Yeah, super smooth. Maybe it's these big old tires, but so smooth.
I thought we might get a little more sway or whip or...
Yeah, because before we hooked on the trailer, we were noticing some sway, but...
Maybe once we get up to speed.
Yeah, maybe the higher speeds it neutralizes it, or the trailer weight neutralized it. Put a little bit more on the suspension and stabilized it. It'll be interesting to see how it does on the downhill without trailer brakes. Just gonna have to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure you could put a trailer brake on, that sort of thing, if you were gonna tow with one. One of the reasons we got the Bean was so that we could do more off-road stuff though. There's a lot of places we want to go to and we aren't going to take our fifth wheel. So we got the Bean so we could go off-road, but if any of you have ever tried off-roading in a 1-ton truck, it's just not comfortable. I mean, holy crap, it'll shake the feelings out of your teeth. Is it fillings or feelings? Fillings?
Fillings.
So to shake the fillings out of your teeth.
Because you're filling the hole.
There we go.
Of the cavity.
Yeah. Utah word of the day, right?
Feelings.
Yep. Now, it would be fun to take it and do like the off-road towing, to see how it does with that, but
Oh, yes.
I'm not gonna borrow somebody's super nice Jeep and do that. So I guess we'll just have to buy our own. On the Bean Facebook group the other day, somebody was commenting on, what do you tow with, blah 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 blah, and so many people were giving suggestions. So if you had a teardrop trailer like our Bean, what would you tow with? I know a lot of people use like a Subaru. I think that what the Playing with Sticks YouTube channel, they use a Subaru for their teardrops. We use a 1-ton diesel. There has to be a middle ground in there somewhere, I would think. So comment below if you were towing, or maybe if you do tow a teardrop like this, what do you tow with, and what do you think is the quote-unquote perfect tow vehicle for this size of a trailer? We are coming up to the top here, up to the Hilltop gas station, and this is where we'll be turning around. It's always such an awkward place to get over and get turned into. Yeah, this truck's having a bad day. His drive shaft's hanging out. Here we are at the halfway point, turned around. Now we are going to be heading downhill, see how that does. It'll be interesting to see how it does in the corners with a little bit of sway, but also not having trailer brakes if I get any push or anything like that. Shouldn't be too bad because the trailer's not that heavy. Overall though, climbing up, really nice. Flawless. I mean, it almost feels like it's meant to pull this size of a trailer. I don't know how many of you have been in that situation where it feels like the rig you have is perfect for the trailer you're towing. That's how we feel when we hook on with our fifth wheel to our current truck. Our fifth wheel's not that heavy of a fifth wheel, so we don't need a dually. It just feels like it's right where it should be. And that's kind of how this feels. A lot of times with the Bean behind the truck, I worry that I'm just beating the heck out of the Bean because it doesn't put enough weight on the truck. It's just back there just bouncing. And it feels like this is way more in unison and driving together. All right, here we go. Getting up to speed for the downhill before all the trucks behind us catch up to us. On the downhill, I'm sure I'm not going to be doing 60 through a lot of it. I'm just going to try to hold it back without using my brakes too much. Without tow haul mode or any of that stuff that I'm so used to, it's going to be a little different.
Just finished up with our round trip tow. Jesse's just topping off the tank. Gonna get some mileage. We also should have done a teardrop tally. We passed several teardrops, so yes, we should have done a tally on that as well.
It looks like we used 6.29, so let's call it 6.3 gallons. And let's see where we got to on our mileage. We're at 47,736. So we went a total of 73 miles. Looks like we got 11.58 miles per gallon. Not the best mileage, but is what it is. Overall, the Jeep did really nice though. So, and we're back. Kara's just getting everything unloaded out. What did you think, Kara?
I mean, overall, it's a fun vehicle to take and be able to take the Bean and ultimately be able just to go off-road. Granted, we didn't do that. We were kind to their vehicle. But I can see having a Jeep would give us many opportunities and many places to go, places we want to go, but haven't really been able to because of our big trucks.
Overall, towing with the Jeep was pretty dang good. I thought I'd feel the beam behind it a lot more than I did. Really very unnoticeable, and if I had trailer brakes wired in, that would have been even better. It towed it without a problem. I could see hooking on and going all sorts of places with this. Thank you to Tyler and Kelly for letting us borrow it, and let us know what you think. Is this something you would look for to tow a teardrop off-road style trailer? And your overall impressions. As always, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all those sort of things, and enjoy your weekend.
Almost there, almost there, almost there. It is.
One thing that we didn't check earlier is how much it squatted the Jeep. So we're gonna do that right now. I bet it's about 2 inches that it squatted it down, but we'll see. We're currently hooked on, and right here on this concrete, the wheel well is right about 40 inches. So let's unhook it and see how much it lifts up. We're unhooked, and we were at 40 inches. And like I thought, we're about 41.5 now. That equals out about 1.5 inches of sag. Not too bad at all. It didn't squat it nearly as much as I thought it would. Okay. All right, I'll pull forward now.